Yusreen, a very famous person, 497 subscribers, and
I am mythic
every week.
I am mythic, an even more famous person, and Ace Rain's favorite YouTuber, because I am the best YouTuber.
Mm.
Can you explain what Ayadren means?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's like some... I don't know, dude. I don't really speak Russian. It's a Russian name. Probably means, like, Al-Assad.
Yeah, so we're currently waiting on, well, Mr. Urban Hopperlight, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hopperlight.
Yeah, he said to us a couple minutes ago, I'll be 5 minutes, guys. Alright, the coronavirus just kicked in. He says, I'll join in 5 minutes time, guys. I won't be any longer than that. How long has it been?
Probably around 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes. 20 fucking minutes.
I would play Room to the War, but I've got a pirated Polish version I don't understand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Kurwa!
Kurwa, zamknij się, zaraz cię zabiję. You don't know what that means, but it's good.
I'm sure it is. I'm late. I'm late for my court date. I need to go to my divorce settlement. It's my court date.
All right.
So can we hurry this up?
Right, order in the court. Order. I bring order to you bastards, all of you. Right.
Oh,
Right.
I don't want to be made fun of.
Yeah, Yusreen's getting arrested.
Fucking.
Oh, you're getting arrested?
Yeah, we're getting arrested. Come
Finally, justice.
on. All right, are we ready?
My wife said I hit the kid too hard. I didn't hit the kid too hard.
So we're going to discuss the sequel trilogy.
I'm ready.
All right.
Okay, where are we starting then?
We're going to start with the first Force Awakens.
Babu Frick
No.
at the Battle of Exegol in Rise of Skywalker.
All right.
Let's not.
That's a great
Force
favorite
Awakens.
scene, but let's right.
But
We'll start with Force Awakens. So who wants to go first?
Okay,
Force Awakens. Oh god.
I'll start.
My
Wait,
boomer
hold up. Order. I speak to the trees. We'll go first.
No, I'm the Lorax, and I
His name is, what is your name again,
Awakens
sir?
is fucking boring. So, Force Awakens. Its plot consists of A New Hope.
We'll start from the
except
very
for
start.
They rolled it in the mud a few times and went, it's a new thing. It is the perfect analogy because it is just A New Hope, but covered in shit. because it takes everything good about A New Hope, and then it tries to modernize it by doing absolutely nothing interesting with it, but then making it all flashy. So you've got the cool Death Star, cool Death Star.
Death Star 3
kills off the Republic and shit. Oh, look, it's Darth Vader, except for he's an edgy teen who likes My Chemical fucking Romance. Oh, it's so cool and 2020 edgy. But you know what it isn't?
2020
It
was
fucking isn't. Well, there's another. Look, guess what? You've got a new sand planet. Another one. But this one's
They've
different.
got to
This
start
one's
with a
different,
fucking
you know.
sand planet. It's like the whole trilogy.
This
It's all
sand
sand
Dude, I
planet.
love
right?
sand planets.
This sand planet is different from all the other ones because it's got a different name.
I mean, they've always got to go to a sand planet. They went to a sand planet in the
It's got a
Solo.
different name. Look, they got a black stormtrooper. It's all. Look at it. It's cool. It's marketable. Look
No,
at it.
it's the
That's
it is
gonna sell
marketable.
toys. That is gonna sell toys
Guys.
to all of the people in downtown New York.
Where
That
are
is
the
gonna-
gay stormtroopers?
The fascists, space fascists.
The space
Disney-
fascists really think they're gonna be
Disney
dead.
is homophobic. Where is the gay stormtrooper story arc?
I mean, if you've not seen
Word.
Kylo Ren say the N-word, I mean, no one's seen that.
That's my favorite scene in the
Oh, yeah,
Force
definitely.
Awakens.
Alright, so
My
who's
favorite
next?
scene was when
Oh,
he came out
oh,
of the
you're still
closet.
going. Okay. Do you have more to add?
One final thing. Yeah. The fight scene is one of the biggest pieces of bullshit I've ever seen in my life.
To be fair, having Rey now
It
to
is-
fight him.
It is a person who has never used the Force ever before. Doesn't really know how to use a lightsaber. Has never touched one.
After Rise of Skywalker,
Has never actually fought someone with it. Wait. Has never actually fought someone with a lightsaber before against someone with Anakin Skywalker's fucking bloodline, right? Yeah, and also
But she's Rey Skywalker.
Trained in the Jedi arts by Count Dooku, okay? Kylo Ren was trained in the Jedi arts, okay? He burned down the Jedi Temple.
But
He
it's
defeated
Rey
Luke
Skywalker.
in combat.
Actually, no, he
This
didn't
man
defeat.
is a badass.
Hold on.
And he
it's
gets
Rey
beaten by a
Skywalker.
fucking homeless girl.
But it's Rey Skywalker. You're forgetting it's
Yeah,
Rey
a fucking
Skywalker.
homeless girl who found a stick on the floor, doesn't really know
Rey
what
Skywalker.
she's doing, and doesn't even remember her own name.
She's a
Her name's Rey
Skywalker, okay?
Skywalker.
She's a Skywalker.
Rey
Turns out
Skywalker, come on.
The biggest,
She's a
the
damn
biggest twist
Skywalker.
of the entire sequel trilogy is that Rey is actually just a
Skywalker.
homeless girl with dementia.
Actually, if you think,
Can't
if you
remember.
think about it, if you
Right,
think
right.
about it, perhaps Palpatine was guiding her in the Force.
Palpatine was so cool.
Yeah, he could have been done better, but he wasn't. I guess I didn't hate
He
him.
was like,
It was pointless.
Laser.
That's what I hate about it. The entire sequel trilogy.
It was too similar to this original trilogy.
It just doesn't need to
Right,
exist.
are you going first, Adrian?
what I didn't like
Adrian?
about Force Awakens. Adrian.
Yes, me.
No, it's me.
Right, we go.
I don't.
Speak.
What I disliked about The Force Awakens was that.
Actually, what you
After
actually,
a
no, we need to
while-
discuss what we like about it.
Oh, we have to
No. We gotta all say what we don't like, then we'll all say
And then
what
we
we
have
like.
to
Yeah,
back
fair
up.
enough.
I liked how. Well, actually, I'll go on a like and then a dislike. But I really liked how Kylo Ren's helmet acted.
Let's start with
But
this.
then when
Then we go.
When they started taking his when they took his helmet off, when he started taking his helmet off, it felt like it was just eye candy. You know, like, ooh, look, pretty Jedi boy. Here's a peel.
You should have
To the
just,
crowd,
you should have
to
just
the little
taken off
girl.
his helmet when he went to see
He
Han
should have
Solo.
never taken off the helmet.
Huh?
He should have kept the helmet on the entire time because
Yeah.
it would have made him a better character.
I agree.
More like the Mandalorian.
Then again, he took his helmet off. Have we not seen that episode
Off the
yet?
entirety of the second film.
Have you not seen The Mandalorian? Oh, come on.
I haven't actually seen all of it.
Oh my god, what you're missing so much.
I ran out of my subscription on NordVPN.
Well, Disney Plus, but then again, it's like 40 quid, so.
Exactly.
Right. What
Which
does Ace Rain have to add to what he hates about it?
Okay. Rogue One
We're not talking about Rogue
is
One.
better.
Not even talking about that one. Let's
Rogue
do that
One.
one next if you want.
Yeah, but it's better than Force Awakens. And the fight scene at the end is bullshit.
Yep.
What else?
Did you just write down what I said? No, so
Yeah. He's like, right, I'll say this.
No.
he's gonna say homeless girl.
It was so forgettable. Whatever happened to it? Not Snoke died in Jedi. Whatever. Last Jedi.
We're talking about Force
Like,
Awakens.
whatever
Last
happened
Jedi.
Wait, we're on to Last Jedi now.
Wait, hold up.
I actually really liked Starkiller Base.
I hate it.
I like the idea it was on Ilum. The
was big.
where the
Oh yeah,
Kylo
whatever happened
crystals
to
are.
Baby Yoda.
And it looked very cool. And I liked the fact that it looked cool. Because to
Yeah,
me,
but it's
I don't
completely unrealistic.
watch Star Wars for the story. I watch Star Wars for how it looked.
Oh,
And it
yeah.
looked cool.
God.
I mean,
Yeah,
I remember
like
when it
that.
first came out. The thing I liked
Yeah,
most
everyone
about
thought
it,
it was great when it came out.
the thing I liked about it is that Episode 7 is a thing. Like before Episode 7, it was like, oh, Episode 7, 8, 9, it's not going to be a thing, never going to happen. But it happened, and we were all very surprised.
Yeah, we didn't think it was actually going to be a thing.
Yeah, it did happen.
It's a shame
but-
it turned out utter shit. But
It's
besides the
that
point.
it did happen.
Oh, can we discuss something that I absolutely hate to the core?
What?
How Princess Leia just literally floated back.
Well, that's
From
hang on,
the
hang on.
space
We
void.
get to the last
No,
Jedi in a
it
minute.
makes sense after episode.
No, no.
She
I
was a
would-
Jedi.
Pull me in.
She's a
I
Skywalker.
will survive space.
Yeah, but she's
Yeah,
a
but no
Skywalker.
Jedi has
right? I
actually
think you're
died
forgetting
in
this.
space. Therefore, there is no continuity to say that Jedi can't survive in space.
They can't
Yeah, but at
fucking
the same time,
breathe.
I think it was stupid. Plus, the actual actor died. That would have been such a perfect spot to kill the character off.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
It would have been, yeah.
Anyway, can we go back to Force Awakens? We're still
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about
sorry.
Yeah,
Right. The thing I didn't like about it is how similar it was to New Hope. Like they're looking for a droid. Oh, difference is he's carrying a map to Skywalker and not the Death Star. But it's the same thing, chasing after a droid. And then the trench run, very similar to A New Hope. And then I guess the fight scene was different. And I feel like the reason Rey just didn't actually held her own and defeated him was because Kylo Ren suffered a lot of injury. He got a fucking crossbow bolt to the fucking chest, so
Shoulder area.
or whatever. And I feel like Palpatine. Now we know who grandfather is. Like Palpatine was sort of in her head and telling her how to beat him and telling her to like use your anger and that kind of thing.
Yeah, but he didn't do that in the film.
Yeah,
so
do
we have no
we
real-
know? Do we know that?
No, we don't. It's cool headcanon, but
Yeah,
it doesn't. It's not.
Midi-chlorians.
So,
Makes sense. But...
I mean, Palpatine's a powerful Jedi, but I feel like it's like who the hell's Rey's mother? Like that's got to be someone, right?
Team girl number one.
Rey's father was a failed
Emperor's son.
clone of Palpatine. So technically,
No,
Rey's father is
it-
Wait,
it was, no,
what?
Palpatine did have sex, and out came his son.
No, it's a failed clone.
Believe it or
Sure.
not, that does happen.
Finn has
It's
the
not
Force.
actually his son. It's
Yeah.
a failed clone.
Also,
I
I have
think
a popular
Legend
fan
Palpatine.
theory. I have a
Imagine
theory.
I
Palpatine
thought-
going up to his wife and being like, "Do it, abortion, do it."
Give
I
it
see, I
to
always
your
thought-
anger.
Like, no, I don't want to kill the kid. And he's like, "Treason then."
I always thought the mother was the Palpatine relation.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, I thought that too, but meh. Then again, she wouldn't be Palpatine; she'd be the father's surname. But anyway, the thing I liked the other thing I liked about the film is that I don't really know what I liked about it, to be perfectly honest.
I wish
I guess
the
it was kinda
Republic had
cool
been
that
around
the-
for longer.
That they had Luke's old lightsaber, or Anakin's
And
lightsaber.
then they got thrown away.
Yeah.
Rather than the Force Awakens, it should be called the Nothing Happened.
Yeah. I mean, the
I
thing,
actually wish.
I feel like Mace Windu's son, or probably grandson, is Finn. Like, I just feel like it's him. Like,
They could have done so much more with the New Republic.
yeah, I mean, in the
Yeah.
Legends, New Republic is like merged with like the what's left of the Imperial Remnant and all that. So they have a fucking huge like fleet, so they wouldn't just get blown up by
Yeah,
a
they
base
were a massive.
and be like, oh
They
yeah,
just
the only
they're
thing
dead.
that
planet.
the only thing that from Legends they actually nicked was Commander Thrall, which they shoved in the Empire era, and the fact that the Empire like survived and had.
I'm pretty sure Palpatine's clones was some of the original, like the 80s and 90s lore that they nicked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
pretty
but
sure
yeah,
that was one of-
Palpatine did clone himself like
Yeah.
infinite numbers of times, but he was young again in those.
I mean, I don't really care, but they nicked it, and then they didn't even like they made all of the old lore void,
Yeah.
and then took what they wanted. It was such a
Yeah.
scummy move on Disney's part.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
mean,
like it, but I like the division between canon and legends because legends can therefore exist, and then canon can exist because they've got to
I think
rely on
Legends should have
something.
been canon.
Otherwise,
Anyway.
they're going, "Oh yeah, they're referencing that thing. That means that everything else around it."
anyway,
happened."
one of the things
like Force
guys,
healing is legends, but it's also connected to the
they brought
to the
it. They
Yuzang
brought
Vong.
it. They brought it in like just way too fucking like late. Like
Yeah,
what the
it's,
fuck?
do you guys
Yeah.
know what the Yuzang Vong are?
Yeah, we all
Yeah, I know who
that,
these
yeah.
are.
Yeah, the Force healing is from that era.
It's the reason.
But imagine if there was no division.
my
between legends and
opinion-
canon. You'd assume that
opinion-
therefore the Yuzang Vong invaded in the
I mean,
timeline
the
of episode
Yuzang,
10.
the Yuzang Vong. That was all. That was the reason the Emperor became the Emperor and created the Empire, so he could fight against them. That was his whole like.
What
fucking
is the
plan.
Yuzang Vong?
Don't
Yuzang
worry.
Vong.
And created the Star Wars universe.
Basically, just like a
But-
alien race from another galaxy.
Yeah,
Here's what I think.
they invade. They're like the
think-
Mongols from
Yeah.
Medieval too.
They just don't have horses.
I think episode
They
7,
come from outside the
episode 7, 8, and 9 should have been about Thrawn's remnant.
Mm. But yeah,
It
anyway,
should've
anyway
been-
we continue on with
been
episode
like-
7.
It should have been Thrawn's
We
remnant.
finished
The thing
episode
I
7, we're on
no,
episode
not
8
yet,
now,
not yet,
aren't we?
not yet. The thing.
Oh, you've got to finish.
Yeah. The thing I really hated about it, the film, is that they killed off Han Solo in the most shittiest, like insulting way to the character.
Mm.
I mean, I
No,
get,
it's
I
a
get,
good way.
I get,
Also-
I get, like the actor didn't
That's
want
the
to do it
only thing
anymore.
I liked.
But
I liked that,
he
actually,
sort of, I
too.
feel like Han Solo deserved a better death. Like he didn't deserve to get killed by
No,
his
I
own
feel-
son. That was
I
just
feel. No, I feel like him like his arc is the fact that in like episode 4 he's a scoundrel who only cares about himself, and then the way he dies is trying to save someone else. That's such like an
The one
honorable
he cares
way.
about.
Resolves his
I think
character.
that was
I
good.
feel like he could have just like sort of like sacrificed himself, like saving like his other friends instead of just
Yeah, but who would
I
he
actually...
say?
Can we... Okay,
Well,
when
You know when Chewbacca calls out at the end of episode 9? Is
Yeah.
he saying all my friends are dead?
now
Push
you're
me
just
to the
making
end.
it fucking depressing now.
Because all his friends are dead.
Right. Anyway, we can finish off episode 7.
I think
I think
Harrison Ford's character in Rise of Skywalker was probably one of the better parts.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that it
Should
was
have been
kind of
Anakin.
Then
It
again,
should
can we
have
just
been
say? Can
Anakin
we just
saying
say?
it.
Yeah, but it makes sense to be Han Solo. Like if
It
he,
does.
But if Anakin had done it,
yeah,
imagine that.
Yeah, but that's impossible.
It would have been
He
good,
has-
but at the same time, I think that it worked out pretty well the way it was.
Ugh.
But I didn't hate Force Awakens. I just felt it could have been done better with a bit more characters. Like they could have added in Leia's daughter and Leia's other son as well. Like perhaps even with Luke's son. I don't understand why Luke would run away. Like he just fucked off to Acto for no
Because
reason.
he believed that he did it. He did in Ahsoka and believed that the Order had failed.
Yeah, but the
The
Luke
Order did
Skywalker that
fail.
we know is
Yeah, he believed the Order failed. Everyone fucking died.
Yeah,
and
but
he
I feel like-
produced a monster.
Yeah, but Luke wouldn't just leave the galaxy to suffer. Like that's not his character.
No, because he'd been fucked. His mind had been so fucked. At the end of episode, like what 7? No, 6. At the end of episode 6, yeah, that isn't his character. But at the point of where he is, once the kid he's been raising to be a good Jedi actually burns down everything he's built and slaughters all of his
Yeah.
friends. Yeah, that would fuck you in the head a
It
bit.
probably would, yeah, but I can't.
Enough
like,
to make
Luke
you
would
go
have
and be
just,
alone.
Luke would have been a bit more of a man and just like fucking sorted out his nephew and done what had to be
No,
done.
he did try to murder him.
yeah,
So
yeah.
he did try to murder
That would
his
just
own
about
nephew.
cover it, to be fair.
Yeah, murder, you know. I'm just gonna say,
Murder.
our Lord and Savior Ace Rain, as
Jesus,
the French say.
I don't know if he's coming
Dégage.
back.
Anyway,
Anyway, overall, episode 7 was a bit very much. I didn't mind. It was a nice introduction to the new franchise, new trilogy. However, it was too much like New Hope, and that was why it
It's
sort of
bland.
suffered as a film. It was too close to the original trilogy.
Ratings? I think we should do ratings.
And also, yeah,
I
rating.
give it a 6 out of 10.
I'd give it a 5.
I'll probably say 7. Really, I didn't hate it. I thought it was a nice little addition. However, it was a bit silly
7?
with Rey defeating Kylo Ren when she's essentially had no lightsaber
She
training. Even if you're
great.
strong with the Force, that doesn't matter if you can't use a chuffing lightsaber. You don't. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, so they pushed this kind of arc that Rey was, teetering on the edge of becoming evil. I think in the fight against Kylo in Episode 7, Rey should have lost so badly that she was like mangled to bits,
Jeez.
and then that would have pushed her rage. She would have been so angry that she lost. She would have been enraged, and that could have pushed forward that arc
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
forgiveness.
But she's Rey. She would have just gone, oh yeah, that's really nice. It's really nice that
I know,
lost."
but I'm saying that
I'm
this was
Rey
so
and
early
I'm
on.
nice.
They could have changed the character.
But
Because she was
would've-
getting that Palpatine.
But what do you want them
Palpatinian.
to do? Just do another Vader.
I mean, can we
No,
talk about-
that's not what I'm
Just
saying.
put in a suit. Because you
Her-
say
no,
she's
her-
mangled.
No, her mangledness. She could be like a
Angled?
half cyborg.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, but
Or do you
That
want
could
like
have
her
built her
arms to be cut
character.
off or something?
no. I'm thinking like an entire side of the body, like
just
I'm talking
fucked
like
up,
hips to pelvic. Just a single leg.
People
But
are
so
gonna
bad
go.
that it can push forward it could actually push forward the thought that she would be
I
teetering on
mean,
the
if
edge.
if you saw Rey's fighting in Episode 7, you could see like she was going like
She's
full
full of
angry.
rage,
Yeah. Maybe,
That's what I
maybe it was
think. I
because
think
she
she-
killed Han Solo, who was almost a sort of a father figure for a time. And,
Yeah.
that's why she just lost it, maybe. And then I remember the trailer, and the first time we all watched the trailer, I seen like Finn with a lightsaber. Back then, we all thought, wait, he's got to be someone, right?
Yeah. Finn with a lightsaber.
That's
it was
what
just
I
a
instantly
tease.
thought. Mace Windu's grandson. But again,
That
that
would've been
could
cool.
Again, that could have been. He could have been like someone else actually, but who knows?
I went, fuck's sake, another lightsaber gimmick. I was like, I really get sick of these lightsaber
I mean, have you seen the color of this? The lightsaber color for the whole fucking trilogy has been blue and red. I mean,
yeah.
we've hardly seen green, apart from Luke's lightsaber, and that's it.
Green, purple, all the good ones are gone.
Yeah.
I still think
to be
blue
fair,
lights-
we have yellow now, but we only saw it for like a split second.
No,
Blue
yellow should be
lightsabers are the
dark.
best.
Mm.
And that's because it was Anakin's saber.
Yep.
I like blue, but like the dark blue.
I mean, my character in what's it? Fallen Order has got a purple lightsaber, so there you go. Anyway,
my old Republic Sith character had like a orange saber.
yeah. Anyway, we got a bit off topic now. We're going to
Last
Jedi, yeah, and see that was a bit of a
Last Jedi.
I didn't enjoy that. I
Yes.
didn't mind the opening. The opening wasn't bad, but the rest of the film wasn't very strong. So, who would like to go first?
Okay.
Do I go first because I went first last time?
Yeah.
So I first time I watched it, I genuinely just enjoyed it. I thought it was what would I described it as episode 5 backwards. Because it had the siege on a snow planet at the end with the big AT-AT AT-RT walkers. It was just I thought it was good. I was just satisfied. I didn't really care really. I then watched it again and just found it thoroughly boring. And then I watched it the third time and I genuinely hated it.
Here's what I think.
It pissed me off. I saw the sort of. I really didn't like Snoke dying. That was the big thing. I really disliked that. I also really disliked the nonsensicalness of what's her name? The one who's in Jurassic Park. The woman with pink hair.
Oh, hold on,
Her
yeah.
plan makes no sense. Her plan makes 0 sense from any angle
Yeah.
whatsoever.
I think it would have been better.
Why would you not tell your crew? There's no strategic advantage to that. And even
What
if
I
you're trying
think
to
they
teach
should
them
have
a
done
moral
for the
lesson,
Holdo maneuver.
maybe you shouldn't, as a commander, try and teach a moral lesson while your entire fleet is about to be vaporized.
Yeah, I found that
Maybe
whole...
it's not the time for a fucking moral lesson.
I found the whole strategic thing for that is just a bit stupid. Like, why would you risk everything on a stupid bloody dreadnought? I mean, yeah, it's powerful as shit, and but it's just... What's the point in just wasting your men on it? Realistically, the Republic should have a huge fucking fleet, and, you know, that would have been cool to watch the Republic
That's
just
why I
fight.
said the Republic
Yeah.
should have had more. The Republic should have had more of an opportunity to do stuff because it had so much.
The Resistance. The Resistance just play the same role as the Rebels.
I don't even know how the Resistance did anything because the Resistance just got like clapped at the end of the second movie.
The thing that suffered with that film is that it was just too close to the previous film. It was like, oh, they could have gone like a year ahead or something. Then it would be a bit interesting. But all they did, the whole film was just them going, buying time for a ship.
Okay, let's look at the middle films of the 2 other trilogies. Episode 5 ends with I'm your father, so you've got that plot line to lead. You've got Han in Carbonite, so you've got that plot line to lead. You've got Boba Fett's captured Han, so that's another plot line to lead. You've got Lando, who's part of the team now, you've got that plot line to lead. Okay, let's take a look at episode 2. You've got the love that's happened.
Yep.
You've got the war beginning. You've got the clone army. You've got the droid army.
And you got
all of that is started out. All of that, everything's starting there. Okay, then you've got episode 8. Everyone who is important and interesting dies. All of the interesting things from episode 7 is resolved in a really boring way. Like, you know that really cool thing everyone was speculating on. Oh, guess what? It doesn't matter.
However, the thing is that I feel like it wanted to just leave us on the cliffhanger. Because
they left us on they didn't leave us on a cliffhanger because they resolved everything.
Yeah, exactly. There was I think they wanted to leave it so like we expect something new. I think that was the point of it. But
J.J. Abrams had nothing to work with because Rian Johnson had already basically stole everything.
That's why you don't get someone to direct your film.
Episode 9.
Off topic, real fast. That's the same problem with The Hobbit.
Episode 9 feels like a sequel of Episode 7, but
does.
Episode 8 doesn't feel like they're connected to the other 2.
Exactly.
Well, see, that's the problem, like with The Hobbit too, because like they split the directors, and that's never a good thing with a movie.
Yeah, The Hobbit, and
that was the
Hobbit 2 wasn't bad. Like it like you know. I felt like they were going to leave like the introduction of Smaug till the third film. But anyway, we're completely off topic.
Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to state, that's a similar problem. It's been proven that giving 2 people, or even more, split direction,
especially someone
in general,
that doesn't understand Star Wars. Even George Lucas even asked him, "Oh, you can use some of the legend stuff and all that," and Rian Johnson just flat out said no. So,
Yeah, because Ryan Johnson wanted to be all special and stuff. It was all terrible. I don't think there was anything
even
in
Mark
the
Hamill
that-
in interviews tried to
Yeah, I know.
sort of warn us about it. It was even he wasn't happy about it. I mean, even
What's tragic
the thing is,
about
Mark
episode
Hamill
8
even
is that
cried on set about how they, just fucked up his character, and it's heartbreaking.
episode
to watch.
8 is just a
I'm trying-
collapse
alright.
of everything that
I'm
they
trying
tried.
to think.
Everything that they tried is ineffective. Doesn't
Yeah.
work as well as you'd think it would, or is just flat out bad.
The things I liked about
And
it,
everything you were excited about for the ending of episode 7 is crushed, and it feels like you've just watched a trilogy in 2 films,
Yeah,
and you don't know what the fuck they're meant to do in the next film.
exactly.
I left episode 8 thinking I have no idea what they're going to do next time.
Exactly.
I've absolutely no clue, because episode 8 has not left anything open-ended. Nothing at all.
Yeah.
It closed a book.
That was it.
And therefore, just to make it, that's why I don't hate episode 9 as much as other people, because episode 9 did as much as it possibly could
Yeah.
under the circumstances of episode 8.
I genuinely like episode 9.
I
I do.
enjoyed it first time I saw
Yeah.
it, and now I just think it's the best of the 3.
Anyway,
Here's what I feel like they should have done.
Still not as good as every other Star Wars movie, except for 7 and 8.
The story was weak, and I feel like what they could have done was they could have just, at this point, I'm pretty sure they would have had to know the story was weak. The actors were talking about it.
exactly.
Everyone was talking about the weak story. What I liked about episode 9 was the overly cool, just like, it made no sense. The giant lightning bolt into the air, stunning all the ships.
Yeah,
But it looked cool. And I like cool looking things.
when you watch Star Wars, you just can't think about logic because you just won't enjoy yourself. And even though
I want to enjoy myself,
Exactly.
and I want to enjoy the coolness of it. That's what I like about. I like how everything looks so amazing.
The things that
It's
I think,
spectacularly filmed.
I mean, it's a lot of The Last Jedi that we didn't like, but the thing is that I kind of like is the throne room duel between Kylo Ren, Rey,
No, I
and the
hate that.
guards. I generally
Yeah.
enjoyed that. That's probably the best scenes out of the movie. It's just
Rey-
them fighting. Like,
There's
even
a bit
though
in
Rey
that
sort
fight
of
where-
got the ability from nowhere, I mean, we imagined she was sort of trained off camera. Huh?
There's a bit where Rey strikes one of them and that misses and they die.
Yeah, but
You can see it.
all thoughts
really
aside,
awful.
I enjoyed that scene. And then the thing is,
Which one?
When they're in the throne room fighting.
Oh yeah,
Then the whole Admiral Holdo thing when she sort of flew into the ship. I don't know why it destroyed the other
no,
ships.
that's the Hordo maneuver.
Yeah, but it destroyed the other ships. Like, why would it destroy the other ships?
And you know what I think? I think it could have been done better. I think using hyperspeed to ram the ship was stupid. But if they had just played it out as if she was just suicide bombing them, like she turned all of her shields to forward and just ran into the ship, and it had some really nice dramatic music behind her, sacrificing her life rather than just
I think it's the scene itself is a terrible idea, but God, is it well executed? It's the best thing of the film. That little
the choreography is always
where she
brilliant.
turns around, she shuts her eyes, okay, and the camera flies out of the window, cool CGI anyway, and then it just silence, complete silence.
Yeah,
I
think
you
it
just
should have
see
been.
the entire fleet shatter, and it both looks beautiful, the sound is fantastic, and you feel the emotion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, from a
it's
logical standpoint, it should have been changed, but from an actual visual standpoint, that was probably the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I also liked their Hoth battle. Besides the fact that there just wasn't enough battle.
Yeah.
It was
no, because they used skiffers,
Dude,
which
that
are
was-
things that just glide across. It's like a
Realistically-
man on ice skates holding a pistol, right? It's like
Yeah.
6 people on ice skates holding pistols against the American Grand Army.
Yeah. I mean, realistically
that
speaking,
was what it was. It was complete bullshit. And then
Real-
also Rose not allowing Finn to have a character arc.
yeah,
That's what it came
I
across
wanted
as.
him to do. A
It felt
proper
like Ryan
sacrifice.
Johnson going, no, Finn, you're not going to be an interesting character because this is not a film that is
Yeah.
interesting.
It's just too much of a good ending.
Not
I feel
allowed
like
to have a character.
it should have just been more of a battle and less of
Yeah.
we're gonna have a
Finn should have
lightsaber fight and it's all
It should
over.
have sort of
Finn should have
skipped
died.
ahead.
Finn dying would have pushed Rey further to the dark
It
side.
would've.
Right.
That's the same thing with the mangling. If she had, or even not mangled, but as long as she just lost so bad that it
I
pushed
feel like
her
she
to,
should
like,
have she should
edge
have
of
like been
collapse.
battered in the head or something.
Yeah.
Or,
And so she
even
could
just
have
a
had-
really nasty scar. Even
No,
just a
'cause then-
really
then she-
nasty scar.
Like a quarter of her head would be cybernetic, and
Right,
she'd
all
have
right,
lost
guys,
an
guys,
eye.
we're going off topic. But
No, I
realistically
think
saying,
that was
realistically saying, this
Wait, so yeah, Frozen. It's your turn to talk about.
Realistically,
Yeah.
the big thing that I enjoyed from starting with the first bit of the movie is the battle scene was bad. However, it's sort of from a strategic standpoint, it didn't really make any sense. Why would they bother attacking the ship? Why wouldn't they just leave when they have the chance instead of just sitting around waiting? Just seems a bit stupid. And then the whole scene with Luke sort of just throwing the lightsaber away. Like I feel like
that was bad.
why just walk away? He would just like had to compensate and ask her why she's here, and then I don't understand why Luke's just become such a coward. I mean, in the 9th film, he says, "Oh, it's fear that kept me here," but why? It's Luke fucking Skywalker. He stood up to the fucking Emperor for fuck's sake, and he's a lot older than he was then.
He stood up kind of. He's not a coward, Luke, in this film. He's just really, really sick of watching everyone he loves die. Yeah, and he's sick of watching everyone he loves fucking die.
I get that. I actually get the reason he was there. I liked that part.
And then everything that he has ever achieved failed.
I didn't mind. I was happy with how they
creates the thing he swore to destroy. Because he swore to destroy Vader and the Empire, and he creates a second Empire with a new Vader.
Yeah.
I feel like what he should have done was he should have there should have been a scene where he actually got the lightsaber back.
Yeah.
I mean, not just like. I feel like there should have been like an emotional connection, rather than him constantly pushing Rey away. He should have had a moment of like extreme reconnection. She gives him the lightsaber one more time, and it snaps something in his mind where he's like, "Wow, I really need to get back into this."
Yeah. I really think that Luke could have just done he could have done his character a bit better than just because he didn't even explain a lot. And the fact that I understand that he was trying to do his duty against Ben and he wasn't going to have a second Vader, but I just don't feel like he would have killed his own nephew. He would have tried to save him rather than just he's going to turn to the dark side. Let's kill him. So that doesn't happen. That just doesn't. It's not Luke's character.
I mean.
He's a Jedi, and he's got Anakin's blood. Anakin kept seeing visions of the future and of horrible things happening. Maybe Luke had a vision where he saw his entire Jedi Order falling.
He did.
Yeah, so his entire Jedi Order falling. It drove his father to destroy the entire Republic and just to save his wife, right?
Yeah.
And it makes Luke try to kill his own nephew.
Yeah,
It's
but
just
I
the thing
don't
that-
see him killing Leia's own child. Like, you know.
Well, Anakin killed younglings for the sake of
Yeah, but
the dream, so.
that's Luke's own blood. It's his nephew. Like.
Yeah, but it's his father. Anakin choked his wife. Okay.
Yeah, but that's after he
That
turned
was
to the
pretty
dark
epic.
side.
Anakin choked his wife to save his wife. That's the level we're talking about. It just defies logic.
That was so smart, dude. That was like the best thing he did.
Yeah,
Get back to the fucking kitchen.
Oh my god.
Dude, it was just such a sad mistake.
Anyway.
He didn't mean it.
Anyway.
He didn't mean it. She
Anyway.
was alive, I felt her.
Everyone really... There was a crap. How am I blanking this hard? This is a movie I really enjoy. It's the one where Anakin... I can't.
Alright, we're going very off
Revenge
topic.
of the Sith. Oh my
We're focusing on the
Revenge of the
sequels, not Revenge of the Sith. We get
I
to
know,
that
but
another
it was
time.
so good.
We get to that another time. I love that
Revenge
film
of the
too.
Sith.
Yeah,
it's the
good.
best Star Wars.
But,
I can't believe I blanked
back
so
to the
hard.
sequel trilogy. I like the way that Luke was sort of redeemed, and they brought Master Yoda back as well. That was cool to see. And Yoda
was
sort of
kind of-
like gave him the inspiration. Sort of term failure is in the Jedi's knowledge and philosophy. Really,
I don't like how Luke came back. I don't like how he just completely disappeared.
Yeah,
Like,
I felt like he wouldn't. I don't know why. If I feel like it's a bit cheap that Luke just died after. I mean, it's
He
a
should
powerful
have
force
actually-
ability.
You know what would have been cool? You know what would have been cool? If he was actually at the battle and
Oh, yeah.
actually died from fighting.
I feel like he would have killed Kylo Ren, and if he had the chance, if he went full on him, he would just killed him.
Oh, what if he cut Kylo Ren? Oh my god, Kylo Ren at the waist, and then we had kind of like
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul moment where he just got spider legs. That would have been
Oh my
cool.
god,
Yeah.
no.
But I
liked
feel like
Moscow.
Luke I think at the end of the film, like the ending was alright. The Canto bite scene, that was trash. I mean, it was alright. So you can see the horrors of the First Order, but did we really need to see that? We get that they're evil, like that's been stated before. And then the ending of the scene was it shouldn't have just ended. I don't know why it ended with that random kid that we're never gonna find out
didn't
what happens
make
to that
any
kid.
sense.
It's just stupid.
No, that literally made no sense whatsoever.
Exactly. It's
so
like
much
it's
so
sort of,
that
I think
it
that
was
was something
completely
Ryan
irrelevant.
Johnson was setting up for his own trilogy, but again, it's not going to happen now because he's not in Star
No,
Wars.
because what it looked like to me was Ryan Johnson doing that thing which he was trying to say by Rey's parents not being anyone important,
Yeah.
which is anyone can be a Jedi.
Yeah, but
Even you, anyone can be a Jedi. Yeah, I guess that's right. Everyone's a Jedi. You get it?
I'm a Jedi.
Everyone. You're gonna be a Jedi. You're gonna be a Jedi.
I am
Oprah's
a
a
Jedi.
fucking Jedi. Okay, it was like Oprah giving out Jedi licenses because you're just trying to push this positive message that anyone can be a Jedi, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever because you have to have years of academy training.
Also, you have to have it in your blood.
Exactly, and the Metachlorian count
People
as well.
can't just develop it.
There's something that even George Lucas put pressure on, saying a Metachlorian count deters where if not you can be a Jedi with the Force ability.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone has the Force inside of them,
But it depends how
most
much
people
you
have it stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Oh, it's gone back. Anyway, I was gonna say.
he's back.
I was gonna say. I feel like it shouldn't. I feel like that it should have not because they set up Palpatine coming back. Like, I kind of like the idea that Palpatine was sort of like behind. He was basically Snoke. That's what I kind of like the idea that it was always Palpatine behind the screen. However, it could have been Darth Plagueis, and then that would have just been completely different. But I get that they wanted to bring back Palpatine for like interesting stuff, and because that's going to be Rey's grandfather. But it should have instead of Luke dying in Crate, Luke should have just left, just went to go to Exegol. He gets to Exegol, and then you have the epic reveal that it's Palpatine still alive, and then he fights Palpatine, and Palpatine kills him, and then everyone's like, "Oh, where is he gone then?" And then, but Rey and Leia both know that he's dead. Mm-hmm. And Luke sort of set up some like waypoints so others can find Exegol, and then Kylo Ren finds out how to get there first. So then it explains how he gets it, but how he gets a wayfinder.
What it doesn't explain is why Kylo wasn't looking for it previously.
Yeah, because he didn't know he existed. Until he heard the voice of Palpatine, he didn't look for it. He thought he was long dead. I mean, we all did until the fucking trailer reveal.
I literally called it before I even heard the stupid laugh they did in the trailer.
Yeah.
I literally called it. I was like, it was that one line, like something. I don't remember the line in the trailer.
No one's ever really dead.
Yeah, no one's ever really dead. And I was like, Palpatine's back, and that was before they did the trailer with the laugh, and that just confirmed it.
Yeah.
Okay, can we really talk about the Rise of Skywalker's trash?
Yeah, have we got anything?
Box art.
We need to rate it.
Box art.
We need to rate it. We got a rate on Last Jedi.
Last Jedi.
Yeah, we need to. I rate it
6 out.
I'd give it like a 7.
Yeah.
I'd give it a 3.
I'd say like a 4 out of 10. To be fair, I didn't hate the film. I just felt it could have been done a lot better if it had J.J. Abrams.
Okay, what did you think, Ace? Right? You didn't actually say what you thought about the Last Jedi.
I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Is he dead? Is he just sitting there dead?
I have
Is
no
his
idea.
corpse trying to?
Maybe he shouldn't be in future podcasts.
Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dead. All right. Anyway.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
Go on to, well, I didn't mind The Last Jedi. I liked the fact that Luke was redeemed in the end, and then the epic confrontation between Kylo Ren and Luke, which I thought was personally pretty awesome. It was nice to see the two of them actually finally, have their confrontation. We've sort of been building up to that, I think. Yeah. Meh.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm gonna lower my score to a 5.
Also, can we just talk about the fact that Rey beat Luke in a duel?
Dumb.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, maybe Luke wanted her to win, but if that was Luke's case, he would have wanted to humble her and say, "You can't just do this and bugger off and go to fucking Snoke." Like, it's stupid. It's something that it's sort of a callback to something Luke did when he went to confront Vader, and Obi-Wan and Yoda told him not to do it. He did it anyway. Sort of what Rey did. And I don't know why they cut. I don't know if it's a deleted scene, but there's a deleted scene where they cut out of Han mourning Han, and it seems a bit. Well, realistically, he would be pretty upset that his lifelong friend's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And
there was a deleted scene of Morning Han.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Yeah, why wasn't that in the film?
Exactly, we need to see that. It's to make Luke's.
Instead, he just looks like he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it's to show that Luke is still still human. Like, he still cares. Like, he's not just left and doesn't care about anyone. He still cares. I thought that should have been the I don't know, aura, I say, to get Luke back into the action. Like,
yeah,
you know, like, he needs to deal with Ben before he becomes Vader 2.0, which obviously is never going to happen. But yeah. But anyway, I don't know. Is there anything else we should add about that film? Oh, also another one is Finn just leaving the Resistance.
Yeah.
It's like, well, all his character arc is like really high up, and he's.
Wait, what was this?
You know, remember that scene where Finn he just left the Resistance, like when they were getting about to die. Like, he just gave up all hope.
He kind of said.
No, he tried to kill himself to save the Resistance.
No, this is before he went. This is before he went to Canto Bight.
Oh, you mean when he betrayed when he's trying to save the Resistance by betraying the Resistance? Because what's her name? Fucking pink-haired girl was being a retard.
Yeah. No. I think he was generally leaving, like, in that scene, and that's why I can't even fucking remember her name. Rose, that's it. Rose was stopped him. That's how well I remember her.
I didn't like that story arc. I didn't like how they just went to another planet.
And then the whole galaxy was like, "Nah, we're not going to join." Like, where's the ones that are loyal to the old, the New Republic? Like, surely.
But then the galaxy did join, and everyone came together and was happy.
That's the scene that just doesn't make any sense. I mean, maybe because it's like Lando, but whatever. But still, it just seems ridiculous. Like, if they know Palpatine's got a huge fucking fleet, no one's gonna stand up to him at all. They were like, "Yeah, fuck that."
I wish there was a bigger space battle.
Yeah.
To be honest, where there was more of like a just more space battle.
Exactly.
Star Wars.
Well,
Star Wars
has
actual
chaos.
Yeah,
With, like,
that's one thing.
That's what we need.
That's why they should have had so much more battle on like that stupid salt planet.
Exactly.
Because if they had a good they just didn't have that many good battles or fights.
Yeah.
Like, the fight scenes between the Jedi were lame. They didn't make sense. And then like the actual ship battles and the like troop battles were just completely useless. They barely happened, and they needed to happen more. Like, imagine if we had gotten to see, like, instead of just them hiding out on an old base in the salt planet, it would have been better if they were defending, say, like, a group of refugees that had fled the Empire's just evilness. And then, the Empire beat them, and then we could have seen how bad, or the First Order.
Yeah.
The First Order, we could have seen how really bad they were, because, the First Order would have lost, and then all of the citizens would have been massacred. Exactly. Rather than just an obligatory scene of look at how evil they are with no background about why they're doing what they're doing.
Exactly.
I really like that scene where they went to what's that I don't remember the name of the fucking planet, and they're looking for and they find fuck, I forgot his name as well. He's like, this is for the C-3PO. This is to get the message.
Well, that's
out
for episode 9. We haven't got to that yet. We're still sort of wrapping.
Oh,
up
have we not? We
8.
gave ratings for episode 8.
But have we sort of wrapped up episode 8? We would say there's anything else to really add that we haven't thought of?
I think we've wrapped up episode 8.
Yeah, that's pretty much done, P-Far. But yeah, anyway, that film could have just been done a lot better if they had the same director directing the film. Or
more chaos.
Or better that, they
Yeah,
should have just
it
had
would be
George
the same
Lucas
film.
directing the whole fucking trilogy. There you go. That would have wrapped up everything.
He wouldn't have made it though.
Huh?
He would have said no.
Yeah,
He would've.
yeah, but he would have fixed it. He would have sorted it out.
Can I speak first when we move on to episode 9?
Yeah.
Because I have some opinions about that.
Okay, sure. Go on.
So my biggest problem was that they completely ruined Anakin's story arc, and that includes his Darth Vader story arc
Oh yeah,
too.
the chosen one instead of the chosen.
Because when you
Oh,
think
yeah,
about
they
it, when he became a Sith, he actually did bring balance to the Force. Because he killed so many Jedi, because there were so many more Jedi than Sith.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
actually killed so many of the Jedi that he brought more balance to the Force than there was before he became Darth Vader.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
was supposed to bring balance, but in the Jedi, in the actual Council's interpretation of his prophecy, he was supposed to be their savior, destroy the Sith. But the Jedi, I think, are debatably just as bad as the Sith. They became a military order, focused on
the
Yeah.
the
will.
worst thing is the indoctrination of children.
Yes.
And
They
it's a bit of a
take
young
children
age
and
as well.
indoctrinate them. Yeah. And so I feel like Darth Vader's becoming evil was him fulfilling that prophecy.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
was
and
him
then
bringing balance to the Force because
From the opposite perspective, you can see that in the end of episode 6, he fulfilled that prophecy.
yeah, because he died,
Because,
and that
yeah,
finally brought balance to the Force.
Yeah, therefore, actually no. If you say that Palpatine survived that there is
Yeah.
only one Sith left and one Jedi left.
Yeah, because if Palpatine survived, that would leave Luke, and well, then Luke ruined it by making a Jedi Academy.
Yeah, I feel
The thing
like with the whole of the sequel trilogy, we haven't got to episode 9 yet, but we will in a minute. But
I thought we
did.
were on
there's
episode
a
9.
famous George Orwell quote that says, "If you want a happy ending, you just need to know when to close your book or to end the story, or when to stop
Yeah,
watching."
I agree.
And
Yeah,
they should have just ended the episode, even though arguably some of the stuff they're doing, like the Mandalorian and the I don't know,
Well, that's all
sequel to
separate
Rebels.
stuff. That's fine.
Yeah, but
I'm
That's
fine with
fine.
Mandalorian because it's mostly
yeah,
It's a show. It's not a movie.
Yeah.
The movies are more
and it's
special
not
than.
connected. It's not connected.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the film that is affected by. It's why I
Exactly.
absolutely hate Maul being in Solo.
exactly.
You shouldn't have to watch all of the Clone Wars in order to understand something in Solo.
Yeah,
But that's the whole
terrible.
thing I
I
dislike
personally
about.
like that film. To be perfectly honest.
You should be able to watch all the films, right, and go, yes, I understand, it's all good. Maul dies in episode 1, and then watch all the TV shows and go, oh yes, here's another layer to that thing I like. Not
Yeah.
watch all of the films. Go, what the fuck was that? I didn't understand it because I
I mean,
didn't
to be fair,
understand.
Maul doesn't have much
I
of
didn't
an
watch the
effect in
TV show.
any other films after episode 1. Like
No, because he's
gone.
irrelevant to the Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
He's irrelevant to the Skywalker saga, so he isn't included.
Yeah.
I just hate how they literally ruined Anakin's entire storyline. They ruined the original trilogy with episode 9, and it's
Oh, but there's only one Jedi left.
It should have just been.
No
I feel like the main villain should have just been Plagueis, like a Darth Plagueis. That should
Yeah.
have just.
It
That would
should
have been
have
like, oh,
Plagueis.
he's been the
you know
one.
what would have been great. You know what would have been great
Snoke should have been Plagueis, or should have been a clone
Yeah,
made by
yeah.
Plagueis.
if they were gonna ruin Anakin's entire
Actually, hold on a
storyline.
minute.
They
Plagueis.
should have at least.
For those who
One
don't know,
sec. They should
Plagueis
have
is
at
species. Plagueis is a species completely different to what
Inter-
Snoke is.
What is Snoke?
I don't
I
actually
have
know.
So
no
we
idea.
understand Snoke's a
We think
clone,
he's
but what
either
is he a
human.
clone of?
Well, that's the
What's he a
thing.
clone of? The fuck?
They should have at least had Rey die at the end.
I wanted Rey to
Yeah,
turn to the
everyone
dark
should.
side.
All of the
Because
Jedi
then if
should have
Rey was
died.
dead and Palpatine was dead, boom. There's no
Palpatine-
more Jedi, no more
Palpatine's,
Sith. Balance is
life
brought.
essence- Palpatine's life essence will go into Rey, and we'll explain that when we get to Rise of Skywalker later. But anyway, shall we begin with that film? Right, the opening scene with Mustafar.
I liked that. That was alright.
I thought that was really cool.
That was fine.
I thought
I
that,
don't-
I thought it's not. I was hoping we would see Darth Vader's castle, but
I'm
it
gonna
seems...
detract. I'm gonna detract a bit, but it's like the first scene of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, because the first scene of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom makes you nut. It makes you nut.
Okay.
It's so good.
Okay.
Right? Basically, it's in the rain. You got the T-Rex fucking coming out of the rain. You've got the atmospheric music. You've got the underwater submarine getting eaten by a mosasaur. You've got a mosasaur jumping out of the water to fight a helicopter. It's some of the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
And then the rest of
Yeah.
the film is just mediocre.
Mm.
That's what I think about Rise of Skywalker's first scene.
Yeah, I'd like the
Because
like
it's really epic.
What happens in the
It's
first 10
cool,
minutes?
and then it's just boring.
I feel like I feel like we should have just had like. I
Nutted
feel like
within
Darth
5 minutes.
Vader's castle must have already been destroyed. That's why we didn't see it, because Luke's probably been there or someone's been there and destroyed it. So like, just like get rid of the dark side.
Yeah.
Or perhaps
Maybe.
must be.
But who would that be?
Or the people that Kylo Ren was fighting like took over the place and sort of just like destroyed it for whatever reason, or they just used it as a fortress and we just never saw it. So yeah.
Yeah, but there are Mustafarians, or a native species to.
I like the thing that the Palpatine was manipulating when Kylo Ren goes to Exegol. The planet itself seemed pretty cool. It was very like, it was sort of like a horror, like almost like Korriban, but just
breaks Darth Ben the rule of two law because they're a Sith cultist.
Yeah, but move on past that a minute. we sort that whole shit out later. But I like that Palpatine was sort of the voice in his head all like the whole time. Like he wanted Kylo Ren to turn to the dark side, so Kylo Ren could fight Rey, and one of them could kill each other, and whoever kills each other is the one that's
the champion of the Sith.
Yeah, and that's who Palpatine was his apprentice.
With Palpatine doing that thing with Count Dooku, where he just pulled Count Dooku along until he could get Anakin close enough to the dark side to replace Dooku with.
Anyway, I like the fact we got James Earl Jones's voice back. That was awesome, and
that was nice.
It was cool. But I like the fact that he referenced the dark side of the Force of Palpatine many abilities, and it's a Legends plot line that Palpatine created
many
clones
abilities.
of himself.
That is just reference humor.
Yeah.
Because he just says this thing that he said. But it's that meme with Family Guy where he goes, he said the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that,
He said.
What? But anyway, he said what was it? Then he sort of rises up the fucking fleet, which I thought was holy fucking shit. That was huge.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then the fucking
Looked
full
cool,
dark side sort of Imperial March music played, and it was like fucking epic. I remember watching.
Yeah,
it
I loved Palpatine's scenes.
I remember watching it in 4DX, and it was in the cinema. It was just fucking amazing. Like holy fucking shit. Anyway, after that it cuts.
Yeah, I watched it in IMAX.
After that it cuts.
Yeah, me too. I did as well.
Anyway, after that it cuts to the scene where they're in the Falcon, and it's sort of almost as if Poe's sort of taking the role as the pilot for the Millennium Falcon after Han's death. So I feel that's what they're doing there. And then obviously you find out the spy, and the spy, you find out who the spy is, and then there's a bit of, I guess there's a bit of like intricacy that there's a spy in the First Order. I mean it's kind of sort of obvious. It's Admiral what's his name, Hux. It's kind of obvious,
Hux.
like the way Kylo Ren looks at him, and you just fucking know he doesn't like Kylo Ren anyway. So it's a good chance it was him before I even watched the film. And then of course you have like they go back to, then they sort of like talk about and then they have the scene with Rey training as well. That's a good scene.
That was good.
And then the fact that and it's quite cool. He got the Mask of Darth Vader, the Imperial March playing as well, as he sort of like I'm not sure what he was doing with that. I think he was like sort of strengthening his power, which is that whole scene. But I don't know. But yeah, I don't know.
The thing I liked about the Palpatine scene with the Sith cultist is it just felt so powerful.
Yeah.
You know, you could feel the reverberation.
Yeah, I feel
like you were actually there chanting, hearing
the Sith
chant.
cultists. I feel like they were just cultists. They weren't like Jedi. They weren't Sith or any. They weren't Force wielders. They were just people that believed, that like loved the Sith, believed, or they might have just been like perhaps holograms or like I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
some sort of dark magic or some shit.
Someone posed that they could have even been more of Palpatine's clones.
Yeah, but I feel like if that was the case, and he would have like he would
just literally zapped the entire room.
I mean, just imagine the fucking horde of Palpatines. It's just ridiculous. I imagine Star Wars Battlefront 2, just a load of Palpatines attacking the Resistance. It was so funny. But anyway, yeah.
We're gonna rate episode 9.
We haven't even got to we're not even halfway through the film yet. And then I like the fact that
Chris has a lot to say about episode 9.
Yeah, I
don't
do.
Yeah, I like the fact that
think it
I
passed
feel
over me.
I really like the fact that
It's just an
Leia
excuse
was
to have a sleepover with
guys,
my mates.
guys. I like the fact that Leia was like Rey's sort of like master now.
I
And I
like
like that
Leia
she was
a Jedi.
training as well, and she like set up her own court. And it's the show that she wants to, she really wants to be a Jedi. She's trained for it and all that. Like she's
I
serious
like
about
that
it.
Leia was a Jedi. Yeah, Leia was a Jedi. I like
And then you have like the obviously when you have like the bickering between Poe and Rey, which is I don't know if it's setting them up for like a couple or something in the future, but it seemed very much like a.
No, there is no future. There is no future. I refuse to accept episode 10.
Future is coming.
God. There is no
Sounds like
episode
fucking
10.
Palpatine.
My
Actually-
therapist says
actually-
there is no episode 10. Episode 10 can't hurt you.
Oh,
Anyway,
but it can.
we'll talk about that later because I have some intel on
Episode
that.
10
I have
though.
some information on that you guys like to hear. But
Oh
Yeah,
God.
for me.
no, it'll
God,
wait.
please, no.
It'll wait until the
No,
end of episode 9.
no.
Anyway, we what was it? We finish now what was it after fucking they discover they talk about Exegol and they're like, oh yeah, Palpatine's return, and everyone's like, oh my fucking god, this kind of thing. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and that's everyone's like losing their shit over like Palpatine's return. And Leia's like, yeah, I know, it's like kind of thing. Like she's always had an idea, which I imagine her and Luke have probably had the same idea. And it's very interesting that Rey sort of finds out that Luke was looking for Exegol as well. It's there's more story to Luke than what we saw in the films, and that's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of just Luke being just a really sort of character that didn't entirely do nothing. We didn't even see his fucking green lightsaber, for God's sake. So, But anyway, yeah, we get that whole scene, and then they go off and look for go to another desert planet. Funny enough, we've seen like there's another fucking one, and we go there.
Chewbacca should have died.
Well, that's
Too
well.
many.
Anyway, they go to that scene. They meet Lando, which I think was a cool reference. It's a cool little thing that we saw Lando again, and it's crazy because the actor himself is actually in his 80s. He's fairly old, and he's still like doing filming and stuff, which is cool. And of course, like the Han and Chewie hugging him and all that. It's very nice to see. And then like Rey sort of tries to ask him, "Oh, you should join the Resistance," and Lando sort of says no because like. I mean, to be fair, he's 80 odd. Like he's sort of retired.
Yeah.
Like he's not out for piloting all that shit again, which is understandable. And for some reason, the one thing before that was the First Order, like a random First Order patrol, and it was just one guy. Like it just seemed really random that it was just one dude. Like it was just like to show that Lando still got it with a crossbow or blaster or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just seemed really random as one random stormtrooper. Like what? And then of course you get
Dude, that was the entire First Order.
yeah, pretty much. Then you
Death Trooper.
yeah, Death Trooper. He's a fucking clone.
They're like literally got 6 seconds of screen time.
Yeah, and then you get after that scene you have like Kylo Ren speaks to Rey again, and it's the last time they haven't spoken to each other for like a year since The Last Jedi, which is sort of I think the actors themselves sort of hardly reference it, hardly remember it, which is kind of funny. And they don't mention it at all.
Yeah.
But then you have that I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched the film. But you have like Rey and Kylo. Rey just gets really angry again. Like it's like you kind of want her to turn to the dark side. You can see it coming. It's sort of foreshadowing, but of course it never happens. But
Yeah.
you kind of just want her to sort of sudden snap and just go full dark side. That's what we all wanted, I think. And it would have certainly made the films a lot more interesting. That like the main character would just go evil. It's sort of like I think it's
Yeah,
just
that would
more
be cool.
drama to it. I think.
Well, there's nothing they could do, I think, with episode 9.
Yeah,
They did the best they physically could.
exactly.
Because the film is bound to be awful, and there's nothing they could do about it because they were set up for failure by Ryan Johnson,
It's just it's why
and also by the general pointlessness of the trilogy. Anyway,
yeah. It seemed like it seemed quite much like a fan fiction, like a sort of a low budget.
Poorly
yeah,
written.
like
Yeah.
when they did Chewbacca getting a medal, that was fan service. So much fan
Exactly.
service.
It's like in Game of Thrones, they focus on too much fan service. They don't focus on the actual story. Oh, they wanted Jaime Lannister to go a bit off topic, but they wanted him to go up north because for the hell of it. That it was, again, stupid. And then after that, you have the First Order turn up and attack them, and then they run off and they end up in quicksand. And then I don't know if it wasn't a love scene, but everyone sort of thought in the cinema, I was like, oh, it was a love scene and all that crap. Like Finn goes, I never told you, and then then Ray asks him, and he sort of says, oh.
The fuck was that about? What does he actually mean?
Well, I found out that it was actually he was going to tell her that he was force sensitive, but I felt that was sort of out of place. I mean, it would have made more sense for her to say I love you before. It just doesn't seem right. Maybe we'll find out one day. Who the hell knows? But or maybe he was like, I'm Mace Windu's son or grandson. But then again, that's just random as shit. It's so crazy.
Big Windu.
Yeah, and then after that, they find out who Orochi is, and that he's like the one that killed Rey's parents, and then I've also and then you find out, and then eventually
I really don't like this. The film just does things that you see that I could just imagine the sort of businessmen sitting around a table going, "What the fuck are we meant to do with this?" And they're just like desperately trying to think shite to throw.
Yeah, one
of them pulls out a Legends comic from 1995, and it's got like force healing on the front cover, and they go,
"Yeah, we'll do that."
In the plot.
I thought that was I thought that was a cool ability that Rey used, but it just seems the whole film itself seems so a fair amount of rushed.
The entire trilogy becomes more and more sort of. You realise, why is this happening?
Exactly.
Why does this have to happen?
That's why
none of
it.
It
needs to be written by competent writers like myself.
It needs to be written by someone who actually
fix
wants
the damn thing.
It needs to be written by someone who actually wants.
Or perhaps like George Lucas, not Sam Witwer, Dave Filoni, or Jon Favreau. They're like the last fucking hope for Star Wars at this rate. Anyway. After that, you go to the that planet, and then you meet like Poe's sort of like old love interest or old friend or whatever. It's not really that important.
Yeah.
And then they sort of like, there's a bounty on her. It's sort of irrelevant stuff. And not to mention the Knights of Ren, they were just fucking pointless. All they did was she's over there.
You feel like there's an episode 8. Exactly. Where they were included that was written, and then it just got cut out.
Exactly.
We got the episode 8 we actually saw.
They should have had lightsabers. There were fallen Jedi.
Episode 8 is a sequel to an episode 7 we never saw.
Exactly.
And a prequel to an episode 9 we never saw.
God.
And we never actually.
Yeah.
Actually, is part of the trilogy we saw.
Yeah,
Same continuity. And episode 8 is completely fucking random.
Yeah, mate, you're cutting out, by the way.
Am I?
Yep.
A bit.
A bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I was gonna say is that you had that scene with like Kylo Ren like he's talking to his like council, which I found quite interesting. You guys alive?
Yeah, I liked him. The council.
Yeah.
Because now that he's it's not a dictatorship anymore. Because well,
it is a dictatorship. He's in charge.
Yeah, but it's more. There is more people working.
Yeah.
It felt like episode. Like it had the feeling of episode 7. Episode 8 didn't feel like.
Exactly. It just felt like this is a fan fiction. I mean, the whole sort of trilogy was sort of written fairly poorly for directors. I don't know how directors are getting this much paid. Like writers and directors are getting paid a lot for essentially a piece of crap. But then again, the work of the actors and the choreography and all the sound department, all that is perfect. The problem is the writing and the direction. It just it wasn't great.
The main stem problem of everything in these is the fact that none of it should exist.
Yeah, it should have just ended at episode 6, and then that way we just. I mean, yeah, we wanted it to happen, but after a while, no.
There should maybe be a prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Maybe there could have been a prequel trilogy. Just make episode 1 matter.
Yeah, I can't. I think they're going to do
and then a bunch of TV shows and spin-off films to fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
anthology films with characters. That's all they needed. They did not need to add extra shit on the end of episode 6, because episode 6 just caps everything off.
We can do that
again,
guys.
Even if they had
guys, we can do that in another film. We can do it in another podcast where we talk about the future of Star Wars and What
No,
they're
we
gonna
need to
do
talk about
next.
prequels next.
I
We'll
just
do the
want
prequel.
Well, yeah,
to. I just
we
want
get
to
it.
state that even if they had, they should never have made it about Palpatine. They should have made it about Thrawn's remnant and fighting him.
Yeah, no, it should have been
Yeah.
all about the rise of the New Republic and Thrall.
Yeah, they should have focused
Thrawn.
on that. Then
Thrawn,
again, I
yeah.
feel like maybe
Is
the
it
main
Thrawn?
if they wanted like a
The thing is, they'd already used Grand Admiral Thrawn.
yeah. To be fair, he would have
He's
been
already
fairly,
in.
he would have been fairly old in the Rise of Skywalker anyway. I mean, it was.
Why are
quite-
you calling him Thrall?
Thrawn?
Thrawn.
Okay, you said Thrall.
Did I?
Yes, like 3 times.
I don't know.
And of course you have like the lifting up the admiral when he didn't give a shit, and that was interesting. Anyway, other than that, you had the yeah, you may as well just skip over the other bit. It's not too important. I mean, yeah, it's just Rey saying no one knows
Yeah,
who I
Thrawn's
am.
already dead. Thrawn is already dead.
We're talking about episode 9. We get to that later. Anyway,
But it should have still been about him.
yeah, probably.
But we're
Or Darth
talking about
Plagueis.
episode 9. We've
Yeah.
literally been talking about episode 9 for 15 minutes.
We're not done yet. We haven't got to the Death Star scene. I mean, we're not anywhere near. Right.
Oh yeah, we haven't. Wait,
Anyway,
what Death Stars?
Alright, guys. Anyway, now the thing that I liked about the Death Star scene. I mean, there's some scenes with Rey saying no one really knows me and all that, and then of course you get the reveal that like Rey's Palpatine's granddaughter, and I completely forgot this scene that when Rey fired her Force lightning for the first time, you think Chewie's dead. I remember that scene in the cinema.
Yeah.
I was like, "Holy fuck!" They just killed him, and I was like, "Oh,
I was
shit."
like, oh, that. I was thinking that's a good way to kill him.
Yeah, but
I
I
actually
was
thought
like,
that was a good
"Oh."
way to kill him.
I thought.
I was happy because I was like, that's a good way for him to die.
I mean,
because
I
he
wasn't
doesn't have to
happy
die
because
noble
I
death.
fucking love Chewie, and they just killed him.
Yeah, but that isn't a normal. Because Chewie is like the last of the 3 left to die.
Yeah.
He should have died.
Also, I like
Yes,
the
they all
scene where
should
He shouldn't
die.
have been
or
alive
dead.
at the episode.
I do like the
end of
scene
episode
where
9, because
Rey
everyone from the
Rey
previous trilogy should be dead.
yeah, I do like this.
Just like by the point of episode 6, everyone from the prequel trilogy is dead.
yeah.
At the end of episode 6, no one from the end of except Palpatine, but we don't count that. Everyone from the prequel trilogy is dead by episode 6.
Also,
At the end of episode 9, Chewie is still alive.
can I
It's
just
not
say
right.
that scene where Rey like grips hold of the troop carrier, that reminded me of a scene out of like Force Unleashed or I don't know, Ahsoka did it in the Clone Wars, but that's a bit of a spoiler for you, mate. But yeah.
I love Force.
Anyway, that was pretty
Good
good.
game.
That was a really good scene. I like that. And then of course you go over. Then you get the reveal of the Death Star. I won't really bother talking about the random First Order like convicts. Like it's not really that important. It doesn't really do a lot to the whole overall story, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, you have that scene where she goes to Death Star. And it's a really awesome little scene with the music playing, and you got the water, and it's like on the actual place called Endor, not the moon of Endor. So a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people get confused where it's they think the moon of Endor is actually Endor itself. It's not, and that's that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much it for the Death Star scene was good. You get you introduced to like Dark Rey, which I thought was pretty cool, and I kind of wanted it to happen. I wanted her to turn to the dark side.
Wanted it to happen.
Yeah. And then of course you get the fight
It's a
scene.
shame.
The fight scene between Kylo Ren and Kylo Ren comes. He grabs hold of the thing and says, "The only way you get into X school is through me." And she says, "Give it," and she just loses her shit again, which is another sort of like it's almost foreshadowing that she's going to turn to the dark side. Sadly, it's sort of nothing, but it's like we're all hoping for it in a way. Well, of course, then you have that fight scene, which I liked the fight scene between them, and I like the fact that Kylo Ren pretty much won before his Leia just dying. If Leia hadn't have died, then he would have killed Rey. Maybe he may have hesitated,
Yeah,
but I feel like he
fair.
just would have done it.
I like when he
Yeah.
hesitated in episode 8.
Yeah. Anyway,
That was decent.
Are you rating episode 9?
well, we
Yep.
have not through the film yet.
What?
Anyway, the thing
you not done?
there's still
'Cause
much,
I
there's
thought
so
we-
much to do. There's so much to talk about.
I
in
thought we were
that
gonna
film.
go now and talk about like anthology.
No, we're gonna do that in a separate video because that'd just be a lot easier.
Okay,
We've
sure.
really been talking for like
We
an
gotta
hour
make
now anyway.
these. We gotta make these not too.
It's gotta be like
can't make
it's gotta
these
be at
too
least
long.
an hour long, and that's about the way we're gonna go for. Anyway,
How long is this?
it's like
This
an
has
hour
been
long.
about now.
Yeah. Anyway,
Has
anyway,
it?
anyway,
Probably
guys,
started at, like-
guys, come on.
Yes.
Order and
The
call.
thing I didn't order. Anyway, the scene that I liked was because you have the whole fuck it, what was it? They have the fight scene, which I thought was cool. But and you have like Finn just shouting Ray, Ray. It's just pointless as shit. And all his character is just him shouting Ray for like the whole fucking trilogy. I should make a montage of him just shouting characters' names for like 5 minutes or something. Anyway, I liked that scene, but the one thing I didn't enjoy was that the fact that there was no music. It's like there was a perfect opportunity for like the Duel of the Fates and all, and like they could have put them all together into a big epic like duel sequence and music. It just never
should
did
have got
it.
John Williams to do an orchestral
But
thing.
it just never happened. Which is like, oh, okay. Which is a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a wasted opportunity. It might, I think they wanted to make the fight scene more. I don't know. I don't know. They just should have added music into it. But I don't know. Anyway, then you get Rey sort of shoves the lightsaber through Kylo Ren, which should have killed him. I don't understand why he just he suddenly has a moment to breathe. In any other film in Star Wars, you get stabbed through the stomach, you're dead.
No, it's a stab through the stomach, and then they lie, then they're pushed to the ground,
Palpatine killing,
and then
Kit
they
Fisto.
slowly die on the ground.
Yeah, but
kiss.
But Kit, okay, that's okay.
Necrophilia.
Kit Fisto and all that, but he died. Got stabbed by Palpatine.
No, he just lies on the floor for a long time, and eventually.
Yeah.
Anyway, we get that whole scene where Rey sort of not really resurrects, but heals Kylo Ren. And then all of a sudden, she buggers off. We have no idea where she's going, but we all sort of think she's going to go to the Palpatine, but then she doesn't. She does the opposite, which is sort of which is sort of rushed that scene with Rey. But anyway, you get Ben Solo sort of comes back and he sees Han Solo, which made sense for it to be Han Solo. It could have been Anakin. It could have been someone else. But it just made sense for it to be Anakin in this.
I liked it to be Han.
Yeah, it made sense because this is his own father. Anakin, he doesn't know Anakin. He doesn't really know Luke that well either. Anyway, so yeah, you get that whole scene of Han Solo.
Oh, the horse riders, bad.
The what? Oh yeah, that was a bit stupid. Nope.
That was probably my least favorite part.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
Couldn't hear you guys. Sorry.
What do you mean you can't hear us?
You cut out.
I just really hated the horse riders.
Anyway, yeah, it should have it seemed a bit. I mean, it was cool that we're using something different, but
it's so gamey.
Yeah,
literally.
Like something out of a Battlefront 2, like using tauntauns to get onto like a Darth Vader starship, or it's just a bit stupid. Anyway, you have that whole scene with fighting I fucking can't speak today. He talks to Han Solo and he sort of comes back, which I think was cool. He sort of comes back and he throws his lightsaber away into the chasms of death, chasm in the water. I guess. I mean, no one's gonna get that back. Let's be honest.
Force Ghost if he doesn't use the Force.
Yeah, gloss over that, mate. Anyway, you have that whole scene with him being he returning and
becoming a Force Ghost is something that was taught to Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I know.
That's
at the end of episode 3.
I think
at the end of episode 3,
Obi-Wan Yoda taught Luke.
Yoda teaches it to Obi-Wan because Qui-Gon had discovered it and taught it to Yoda.
Exactly.
Right?
I feel like hello. Who's this?
And therefore, Han just randomly has it.
And if you guys just see Gandalf just join, then just leave. He's like, wait, what is this? I'm leaving. That was funny. Anyway, I thought I made this chat private. Apparently I didn't. But oh well, there you go. Anyway, then you have Rey returns to Acto, which is a bit why. But oh well, maybe she was whatever. She's afraid of turning to the dark, so that's why she went there. And then all of a sudden she's about to throw a lightsaber, which is one thing I didn't understand. As cool as it was to see Luke grab the lightsaber and walk out of the fucking flames with that epic fucking Luke theme, it was amazing. I fucking loved that scene. And it was awesome seeing Luke as a Force Ghost. And anyway, that was a really awesome scene. And I don't understand why Luke could hold an object. Like, Force Ghosts can't do that. But
Yeah.
for that case, I guess it was
Yeah,
kind of cool.
weird.
And then he gets then he sort of like is a giant F off to what's his name, to
Force
Ryan
Ghost Land.
Johnson, and he's like, it was fear that kept me here, and he said a Jedi's weapon deserves more respect. Another sort of like F off to Ryan Johnson's shitty writing, which I like that. And it was just
I don't like
this.
this.
Huh?
I don't like the endless shitting on each other. Like, really, could you just like let it go for 5 seconds and treat your properties right? That's
Yeah.
all I want them to do.
Anyway,
I just want them to treat properties right.
anyway, moving on. And there's a whole like futures and sequel trilogy that we go over later on. But anyway, what's next? Yeah, Luke does that scene where he like talks to Rey and they have that conversation. And he sort of introduces the fact that Leia was a Jedi for a short time, which I really like the idea that Leia was actually a Jedi and wasn't just, I don't know, just a nothing, just
Yeah,
a general
I
and just a senator or anything. But I felt I didn't like the idea that Leia sort of just left the Order, like because of it. I don't know, it just seemed a bit cheap that she just left the Order. Like
No, she
surely
wasn't
would've-
even in the Order. I like the idea.
No,
that she
not
wasn't
not
even
in the order, but just trained as a Jedi. She didn't complete it. It just seems a bit okay. But anyway, of course you have that whole. Actually, you have to. I forgot the whole fucking scene with Leia dying and then Chewie like screaming.
Yeah.
It was just. It was.
Oh, I completely.
I nearly cried in the cinema. It was so fucking heartbreaking. To see Chewie just getting his knees
I
and just like almost cry. It was just like fucking hell. And it was such a really sad scene.
I didn't really find it sad,
Mm.
mainly because I was just sick of its shit at that point.
Yeah. Anyway, when I watched the movie the first time, I tried to gloss over the shitty writing. I just enjoy it for what it is, and I'd shit on it later. Anyway,
Yeah, exactly.
then
Well,
Luke lifts up the X-wing, and it's sort of like what's the word?
That was cool. I liked
Yeah,
that.
it was sort of a reference to Yoda lifting up the X-wing. It's awesome, and it's sort of it shows that Luke sort of he's learned a lot since Empire Strikes Back, and it was just awesome. And obviously, then again, if you think about it, the X-wing itself is going to need a lot of work. It's been underwater for nearly a couple of years.
It should have been.
Like it's going to be a bit fucked up. And then she gets the holocron out of the ship that's been burnt. But when Kylo Ren gets the holocron in his hand, he smashes it in his hand. So how did that survive the fire? Maybe
No idea.
exactly.
Big strong man use force.
Yeah, maybe he used the force. Yeah.
You don't need logic.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
Gandalf's back. Anyway,
My favorite person.
yeah. What else?
Where's
what else
Gandalf?
after why have you?
That was
changed
an
the
Ace Rain reference.
Why is he here? He
I
doesn't have
don't
like
know.
a podcast.
I don't know. I forgot to make it fucking private. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyway.
Right, whatever.
Anyway, you have that whole scene with when you stop fucking talking.
Fuck's better than
Fuck off.
Sweden.
Right. Anyway.
No, it's not.
Anyway, you have
Sweden's
the. Anyway,
better
you
than
have What?
Yes.
Right.
we have
Sweden's gay.
Ace Rain's gay.
Very true.
General Kenobi. Anyway, off topic completely. Anyway, I'm just gonna kick Gandalf for a while. Sorry, mate.
Oh, go on.
Oh no.
We're off topic as enough as it is. Come on. Anyway.
Poor guy.
Very
Guy.
sad.
Anyway, it can
is
be another
sad.
podcast. Anyway, and you have that whole. And he gets in. She goes to Exegol and leads the other guys there, and then you have Lando turns up and sort of gives counsel to Poe Dameron, which is kind of nice. And you have like the I call them the bros, like Finn and Poe, like yeah, we need each other and all that. I like that scene. It was a nice little character arc. They just need each other.
Nice.
And then they go off and lead an attack. And I thought the speech that Poe gave was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was alright.
Yeah, and then
I didn't mind that at all.
I
and
don't
they,
even remember.
I
it.
kind of
That's
feel
how
like it's a
good
bit
it was.
silly that they sort of they sent his lot in first to lightly sort of on a suicide mission. I don't know why they didn't just send the whole fleet with that Lando got with all them. It just seemed a bit like, well, why would you wait? Just go in full strength kind of thing. But
Because it is us.
I think they wanted a fucking cavalry charge like Rohan, but like a Rohan cavalry charge. That's what they wanted, like, you know. Anyway, you have that. Rey goes to X school and meets Palpatine, which is a cool little scene. I really enjoyed that. Nice seeing that Rey sort of facing her demons and being a Jedi. That was cool. And then you have like the whole Palpatine confrontation. That was awesome. And then Rey sort of gives in, but then she realized she would. I don't know what she would have done if Ben hadn't turned up, but maybe she knew.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, the Force told her.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. You have that whole scene, and Ben turns up and joins the fight. And I think it was cool. He's fighting the Knights of Ren, and it reminded me of Anakin, the way he had pulled out the Anakin's lightsaber. It was sort of I guess it was a reference to Anakin in a way. It was nice seeing that. The grandson of Anakin becoming, using his own lightsaber. I think that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I like that.
And then he fights the Knights of Ren and kicks their ass. I mean, obviously they suck.
The Knights of Ren, yeah,
They
the Knights
suck.
of Ren were wasted.
They fucking suck.
They wasted a bit.
Yep.
They wasted.
They should have had lightsabers.
They
That would
could-
have made it more interesting, but they didn't.
Should have been in episode 8.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on. We just focus on episode 9. But then you have that whole scene.
Yeah.
You have them fighting, and then you have
Palpatine.
yeah.
Palpatine destroying them basically, and then like the magic and power of whatever
Well, hold on.
just
Let's
made
get
them
to
win.
the bit when Lando joins up, and then he said, I love the bit when Poe says we're outnumbered and all that, and then Lando says there's more of us, and that was a really awesome scene. And the music as well is just great. I like the ships that you saw. It wasn't just you saw the Millennium Falcon and many other ships, and you also saw the Ghost, which is a ship in Star Wars Rebels as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, but why is that one still there?
I
all
don't
the way?
know. I don't know. I can imagine
It's an Easter egg. It's an Easter egg.
Yeah, it's either being piloted by Hera or Hera's son, which
It's just an
Hera's
Easter egg.
It's like 50 years later.
yeah, 30 years.
It's more than 50 years because the Ghost is from
Actually,
when
yeah,
Luke
yeah.
is still a child. Luke is like 6 years old. So this is like
Well, no.
55 years later.
The Star Wars Rebels is set 5 years before Rogue
No,
One.
it isn't.
It is.
The
Look it up.
the ending of Rebels is. No, I know it's not because
sure?
You've got because
Yeah,
you know
I
the
know what you
Obi-Wan
mean,
Maul fight.
but if you look at Obi-Wan, if it was
The
like
Obi-Wan and Maul fight, the Obi-Wan and Maul fight has at the end of it, you see Luke running across the sun.
I know what you
sunset.
mean. But
He's clearly about 8 to 10 years old.
yeah, but I don't know anyway. But
You can hear him going,
but actually no, Luke.
Ebrew in a fucking prepubescent voice. Unless he's like mythic and he gets puberty super late.
That's just mean.
Anyway,
That's
moving on.
That's just bullying. You don't have to be like that. Yeah.
Anyway, that scene. Then you have that scene was awesome. And I like the fact that Palpatine fight together, die together. Kind of. I don't know what the line was again. I've forgotten. That was a good scene, and he just drains their life force, which I thought was a bit cheap. Okay, I was kind of hoping, and then when he has his life force back, Rey and Ben.
I
would get
loved
up.
watching him like
And
piece
then
himself together.
And Palpatine pulls out a fucking red lightsaber and just goes ham and has a massive lightsaber fight. That would have been awesome. But we never saw
I
that.
liked it how he sucked his life out. I wished there, just for a second, Palpatine won and just came back. That would have been.
Yeah.
That was what I was hoping because I loved how he just sucked the life force.
Yeah. But it should have been.
I think
Ben
what he
should have
done-
died. Ben should
He
have
should
died.
have killed. He should have killed Rey, and Rey would be like, "I did what I was supposed to. I cleared my bloodline."
I
And
am
the ending
dead.
would be
Yeah.
the ending would be all about
Ben's
Kylo.
redemption.
And
Yeah.
Kylo would go.
His
And Kylo
redemption.
would say Ben Skywalker, and it would all be about Ben
Yeah.
because that's
And he'd
and you'd
taken
have
his
like the
mother's name as
protagonist
well.
shit rather than pretending that Rey's important still.
Exactly. And
should have
if they
died.
were going to kill off Ben, they should have killed him off during that fight scene with Palpatine, but it never happened.
Rey should have died, not Kylo.
Rey should have turned to the dark side.
I just don't like Rey. I
No.
really dislike Rey.
Yeah, I like the idea that she's a granddaughter of Palpatine, but she should have had more of a character. Anyway, they have that fight
She's not
scene,
she's not a
and
character.
then Ben sort of he goes, "You as I fell, so falls the last Skywalker." I like that line. That was good. And then it's all of a sudden, all right, Ben's dead. Like he just fell down the fucking hole. He's not coming back from that, right? But yeah, he survived.
He clawed his way
And I like
out.
the Rey that sort of was pretty beaten up, and then all of a sudden the voices of all the Jedi, which I thought was amazing. that they brought the voices back, and it was like a voice of Mace Windu, Anakin, Obi-Wan.
I would have liked to see them.
Yoda, Kanan Jarrus, Ahsoka, and all the other Jedi. I think Ayla Secura was there as well. There's quite a few. And it also gives an idea, a popular theory that Ezra Bridger is still alive. Like, he wasn't one of the voices, so he must still be alive.
Maybe, we shall see.
Yeah.
I don't think he's still alive. He can't be, timeline-wise.
Anyway.
He could be.
Like,
People live past the age of 60.
He would be Luke's age.
Yeah.
People live past the age of 60.
Yeah.
No, he'd be in his 70s. You really want to see
be older than that.
70-year-old Ezra.
Yeah.
70-year-old Ezra would be amazing. And then again, he'd be pretty badass Jedi Master. But
He
there's a whole
would be
story. I
like
feel like
5
there's a whole
5
story.
years older than Luke.
Yeah, there's a
He's
whole.
5 years older than Luke.
Yeah, there's a whole story that's going to be set up. That's
I really hope they do absolutely nothing after episode 10. After episode 9.
Yeah, I don't think they. Well, then again, George Lucas has been like planning some stuff. So if it's George Lucas,
I hope
then
he
it's
just
fine.
plans prequel.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to do.
Prequel.
But
I want an Old Republic trilogy. God damn it!
We'll save that for another video. This has gone quite long.
I want
enough.
episode 1 to matter.
Anyway, guys, after that scene, Rey sort of defeats Palpatine rather a bit fucking easily. And,
yeah, a bit.
Like, I don't know why Palpatine keeps using his Force Lightning when he knows it's deflecting back at him. It just seems a bit stupid. And the whole death scene was a bit. I like the fact
He got
that
tricked the same way as he did in episode 3.
yeah,
He
and
got
it
the
seemed a
lightning
bit
trick.
a
It's the
bit
same
cheap.
thing. He's just a fucking idiot. It just makes him look stupid.
Yeah, and Palpatine's. We know a villain. He's not stupid. He, fucking just became the Supreme Chancellor under the Jedi nose. Like, he's not stupid at all.
He looks clever in episodes 1 to 3.
Yeah.
He looks like
British
satisfied but
diplomat.
tactic and evil in episodes 4 to 6.
It kind of reminded. Funny enough,
He
it
looks
kind
like
of
he
reminded
doesn't
me
know
of.
what the fuck is going on.
It sort of reminded me of Hitler and his rise to power. Like, he became the supreme sort of a chancellor of Germany.
Well, that
and
was
sort of rose
basically
himself
what
up.
it was.
Yeah.
I mean, we know Star Wars.
That's where,
most people. It's pretty obvious that Star Wars is like an analogy to rise of Hitler in World War II.
Yeah. Anyway, after that, you have the Sith fleet getting blown up. We have General Pride, actually. I didn't mention him before, but he was sort of like the Grand Moff Tarkin, but he was a really decent. I really liked that character. He was like the really ruthless general that reminded me a lot like Tarkin and Thrawn and all the others.
Yeah.
And Admiral Versio as well is pretty good.
CGI Tarkin was actually good.
Yeah, I like that. Anyway, so you have his death, which is kind of cool. Yeah. Again, actually, another character we didn't mention was Phasma. She had a really shitty sort of story.
Pointless Phasma.
She was. I liked her character, but the way it was written was just really shit. Like, she just dies and that was it. It's really pointless. Anyway, moving on.
The final scene, I think.
Yeah, the final scene with I like the scene that it was like Rey and Poe and Finn hugging, and they were like sort of they're sort of like crying. It was a nice emotional scene.
Yeah,
It's like it was sort of like the actors, it was sort of the actors crying that it's finally over. Maybe it's tears of joy, but there you go. Anyway, but that's pretty much it, really. That's it, really. I think that's the way it ends.
That final scene where she buries the lightsabers.
Yeah.
Right. So
I like the fact.
Hold
Hold a minute. I like the fact that she has a different color lightsaber. Which I believe the yellow lightsaber symbolizes something. I'll look it up now.
I don't. I think it's just a way of selling another toy. Giving her a new lightsaber so you can buy it as a toy.
Yeah, you can have a Rey's lightsaber.
Anyway, it says here, a Jedi who used the Force on a more physical level. Yellow indicates a Jedi Sentinel, a Jedi who honed his or her skills and the balance of combat and scholarly pursuit. So obviously she's sort of a balanced Jedi. She's not like I don't know.
That's why I think I think the Force is balanced because she's a balance.
And she's become
not a Jedi.
She's become more of a scholar in a way. Like, she's become much
wiser. She's more of a she's like she's not got a Padawan. She's just a neutral Force user.
Yeah, I like the fact that she's she's almost buried Luke and Leia's lightsabers as sort of graves, really. Although
been the entire
Anakin would not be
family
fucking happy that Rey put his lightsaber in sand.
Yeah, no.
It should have been the entire Skywalker family should have been as Force Ghosts. So Anakin, Padme, Shmi,
oh no,
Leia,
she's not a Jedi, so Shmi wouldn't be there.
No, but she should have been there anyway. Because
No,
if Han can come back, I just want there to be the entire Skywalker family, like
I
letting
know
her
what you
in.
mean. Yeah, but then the fact
So
that
the
Rey
entire
said
Skywalker family
the
would
thing. No, I'll
initiate
go into depths about this, but the fact that Rey says I'm a Skywalker is a bit.
That's so annoying.
It's
It's just symbols. It's just a big metaphor. I don't get why it matters.
Also,
it's just them trying to be metaphorical
I feel like
and shit,
Rey
and
should have
everyone's
said,
like, "Oh, I don't like it."
guys, I feel like Rey should
I
have
don't
said,
like it.
She isn't a Skywalker, but that doesn't really matter because that's not what they're trying to say.
Yeah, but I feel like Rey should have said she was a
She's a
Palpatine.
bitch.
No, she shouldn't have said she's a Palpatine because that's her acknowledging
yeah, but
her evil
Big
and her
fat
bloodline.
hole.
I agree.
Yeah, we agree with you, mate. Anyway, moving on. But
Fuck that bitch.
Yes.
Sorry.
anyway, I finish this off because it won't take too long anymore. She sort of said she was a Palpatine because it would have given because everyone associates that name with fear and anger and hate and all that. But if Rey uses that name and says it, and she sort of acknowledges it, she accepts who she is, and she sort of brings a bit of honor and like.
Yeah, but that's not what
name.
they're trying to do. They're just trying
Palpatine
to
redemption.
Yeah.
Arc.
Well, for Rey, sort of like
they're just trying to rush the ending.
Rey wants to undo what her grandfather's done and become someone better than who her grandfather was, and perhaps who Ben was, and that's what I was kind of annoyed at how they killed off Ben. I kind of want him to live, like with a nice happy ending for Rey and Ben to live, but no. I mean, it's called The Rise of Skywalker, so
They ruin the entire Skywalker trilogy, and then the person that ruins it becomes a Skywalker.
Exactly.
Not cool.
It just seems a bit odd. And the way they're putting it is almost a bit like incest. The way they're saying like Luke and Leia, Luke is like the daughter of Luke's Rey's father, and Leia's Rey's mother, which is a bit. Oh no, Rey's like adopted mother, I guess. Maybe she's sort of adopted family line. It seems, which is the way they went with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, it's time for some rates, I think.
Alright, rating. I would give that one probably a 6.
I'd give it a 6 as well.
Yeah, I'd probably say I don't know. I say 7. A 7. I didn't hate. I enjoyed the film for what it was, but again, it could have been done a lot better if you had like directors like Jon Favreau who did Mandalorian.
Been done better.
If you had Jon Favreau who did The Mandalorian, or Dave Filoni who did The Clone Wars, then maybe, maybe we should have just had George Lucas, and that would have been it.
Yeah.
But there you go. Anyway, that is.
All right.
Is there anything else to discuss, really? Actually, there's something I mentioned.
Well,
before.
what are we doing next time?
I don't know. Anyway, there was something else to mention. Is that George Lucas and Disney is
do you want to do prequels, then anthologies, then original?
Yeah, we could do that. I want to do one of the
And then
Clone
we'll
Wars
just
as
do
well,
movies
but
whenever we can.
we can do one of the Clone. But we need to wait for you to watch the fucking last 4 episodes.
Yeah, I'm still watching the last 4 episodes of Series 7.
Anyway,
I think it's fucked up. Rebels.
Yeah, we should sort of do Rebels as well, because
The
it's sort of like the
emotional
sequel.
Ahsoka versus Darth Vader. But yeah, okay.
Anyway,
All right. Well,
before we finish, something I'd like to add is that Disney and George Lucas and all that is sort of handing over the reins to, I believe, Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau. I think he sort of think that they're sort of the last sort of hope for Star Wars. He wants his franchise to be better, so that's what he's going to do. But we'll discuss that in another time with the whole future of Star Wars and all that.
yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much it. I liked. I think they're gonna sort of do an era after episode 9, which I'm not sure if it's gonna be good, but perhaps if it's directed by George Lucas or someone particularly decent,
We shall see.
It might be better. But anyway, I think also George Lucas was thinking about doing a sort of rewrite of the sequel trilogy. So
Fortune.
yeah, but if it's better than I mean, it's difficult to credit all the actors' work and all that. But if it's done right and it's done like perfect, then I think I think it'd be
I'm
good.
not gonna rewrite and reproduce the entire sequel trilogy. That's just me.
No, but that's
just
something I heard on the something about George Lucas, like he wanted to rewrite it or something. again, I'm not sure what he'd do with that. Maybe he might put it into a book or something. I have no idea.
Maybe.
Again, that's whatever. That's for the future. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this podcast. I guess we're done. We've discussed the sequel trilogy, and hopefully these sort of videos will be uploaded Wednesdays and whatever. Wednesday's my day of uploading whatever the hell I like. So
How long?
It's a long
It's been
time.
like an hour and 33 minutes. Well, yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, guys, and probably longer for my intro and outro and all that shit. And of course, the deleted scene
Bye.
where we shit post your boy. But anyway, moving on. Anyway, guys.
Yes, the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the racism. That's
Yep, you've got that to look
Yeah,
forward to.
we're totally racist.
Oh god.
You should watch the deleted scenes because it's so controversial.
Well, yeah.
What if they're not deleted? Racism podcast.
The racist podcast. I feel pretty sure we need to come up with a good name for this podcast. Like, what it's going to be cool for future.
I have no idea what to call this, but whatever.
Racist.
We can call it the Racism. Let's call it the Racism podcast.
Fucking something dark. Who knows? Anyway, guys, thanks
The
for watching.
racism.
Thanks all you guys for watching. It's been fun. I hope you've enjoyed listening to us rant about Star Wars and all that. Anyway, if you want to recommend any more future podcasts you would like us to discuss or anything to do, let us know and we'll be happy to do it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next podcast.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Also, make sure to join the Frozen Kingdom Discord server to keep up to date with future content. And have an awesome day.